Candace Owens is crazy and spiraling. That was the general consensus from y'all in the comments yesterday when we talked about this whole Candace Owens situation. But we also now have updates to the whole situation because Turning Point USA has thrown down the gauntlet, at least according to Candace Owens. Right after nearly 3 months of speculation and wild allegations following the death of Charlie Kirk, including what appeared to be insinuating that tons of people in the group that he founded were somehow in or involved with it, Turning Point USA has responded to Candace Owens, with Blake Neff, the producer of the Charlie Kirk show, jumping on during yesterday's episode to list some of the accusations that Candace has thrown at them in recent weeks and dispute them.
Candace has effectively tarred everyone here with complicity in Charlie's death by repeatedly saying he was, quote, betrayed by, quote, everyone. She has said Charlie's murder, quote, had to be approved by Charlie's friends, and then suggested those friends might have her murdered too for, quote, knowing the truth.
He then went on to say that their silence up to this point has been about respecting Charlie's friendship with Candace, as well as him saying that it was to adhere to his rule of not feeding the trolls, right? And generally saying they didn't engage because they didn't want to divert energy or attention away from their mission to give air to Candace's insanity. But then with that, you had Blake saying after weeks of their inbox being flooded with accusations of cowardice or complicit agreement and demands to respond, they decided to say something. Right? And specifically, their plan is to host a live stream and go through points that are being brought up against Charlie's family, friends, and the TPUSA organization, and then respond to them. And they even expressly invited Candace to take part in that live stream in person in Arizona. Right? And then Candace, in her latest episode, readily agreed to that.
Have you no shame? We're gonna find out. You can pick the place, you can pick the time. I say we do it tomorrow. We don't need to plan for this. We don't need lawyers in between us, lawyer statements. It's not how I roll, okay? I don't care about any of that. I want it to be authentic. Like I said, you can take the money. We can raise money live for this conversation. That is how badly the world is demanding it. So I accept it with whistles and bells, everything. I fully accept. I say, let's do it tomorrow.
Also, in addition to that, you had Candace going through Blake's response to her allegations.
She has suggested Charlie's security team intentionally denied him first aid after the shooting to ensure that he died.
When you say suggested, it means that they are interpreting my words. What I said is another fact. They did not issue him first aid. When he fell down, there was nobody who pulled out any gauze and tried to stop the bleeding. And they've admitted to that. In a sit down with Sean Ryan, Brian Harpole said it was because of the severity of the injury. I'm sorry again that we noticed something that stood out as unusual given the expertise and the amount of money that he was paying that supposed to be an elite team.
Right, and then Candace also accused Blake and TPUSA of lying.
She has accused us of lying about Charlie wanting Erica to take over for him if he died.
Never happened. That is not a quotation. That is just them saying that. So let's keep rolling.
But also with this, you have some saying, because Erica is now the head of TPUSA, the people interpret any attack on the organization as an attack on her. Okay, with all that said, for now, we have to see what's going to happen with this live stream, which apparently is going to be December 15th, and also what's going to happen in the lead up to it. For some wondering if TPUSA will end up pushing or canceling it, others wondering if Candace is actually going to show up, especially as in response to TPUSA's date announcement, you had Candace saying, kind of weird how you didn't email or call me to ask about times or availability and chose to instead tweet this confirmation out at midnight. Why am I learning about this on X? Before then going on to say that she can't do in person on the 15th and noting that it was, according to her, deliberately scheduled for the same time she does her live podcast. But even still, she offered to cancel her show that day and appear remotely. Which also, on that note, a lot of Candace's fans are kind of concerned. Right? Many asking why TPUSA is so adamant that Candace show up there in person. Or saying that they could do this digitally, they could probably do it then sooner if they did it digitally. Some even seeming genuinely concerned about Candace's safety. But for those who have been watching and or on this ride with me, what are your thoughts here?